students, this video deals with structure and functions of cell wall. Cell wall is defined as a non-living component covering the outermost layer of the cell. Its composition varies according to the organism and it is permeable in nature. The cell wall separates the interior contents of the cell from the exterior environment. It also provides the shape, support and protection to the cell. Its organelles. However, this cellular component is present exclusively in eukaryotic plants, fungi and few prokaryotic organisms. This picture shows the outermost covering of the plants, that is cell wall. Eukaryotic cells possess a definite nucleus along with a distinct nuclear membrane. It also contains a membrane-bound organelles not found in the prokaryotic cells, and the cell wall is absent in animals. Only in plants the cell walls are present. Coming to the structure of the plant cell wall, the cell wall present adjacent to the cell membrane. The cell wall is present in all plant cells, fungi, bacteria, algae and some members of archaea. The plant cell wall is generally arranged in 3 layers and composed of carbohydrates, pectin, cellulose, hemicellulose and other smaller amounts of minerals, which form a network along with the structural proteins to form the cell wall. There are 3 major layers of cell wall. The first one is primary cell wall, the second one is middle lamellae and the third is secondary cell wall. So in the picture also I have shown you that in between the 2 adjacent cells there is the presence of middle lamellae, and next to that it is a secondary cell wall and primary cell. The primary cell wall is situated closest to the inside the cell and is the first formed cell wall. It is mainly made up of cellulose. It allows the wall to stretch for the purpose of growth. The primary cell wall contains pectin polysaccharides and structural proteins. It is also comparatively permeable and thinner than other layers. The middle lamellae is also the outermost layer. It acts as an interface between the other neighboring cells and glues or it binds them together. This layer primarily consists of pectin. However, other substances such as lignin and proteins can also be found in the middle lamellae. Secondary cell wall is formed inside the primary cell wall once the cell is completely grown. Especially the cells of xylem tissues consist of cellulose and lignin, and these provide additional rigidity and waterproofing. This layer provides the characteristic rectangular or square shape to the cell. It is also the thickest layer and permeates, it allows permeability. This is the picture which shows the middle lamellae and the primary cell wall, plasma desmata and the secondary cell wall. So this picture, it shows in detail, that is the elaborative view of the cell wall arrangement in case of plants. From the DNA, the genes which has the components of the cell wall, that is it is cellulose or hemicellulose genes which are present in the DNA. It synthesizes the small fibrils. Okay, it is the information for the cell wall component. It is present in the DNA. So in turn, because of transcription and translation, these small fibril molecules, they are transported in the cytoplasm and they reach the outer layer of the plasma membrane. This is the plasma membrane. Next to that, it is the secondary cell wall. Secondary cell wall, it is made up of the cellulose and hemicellulose. Okay, next to that, you can see primary cell wall. Now, after primary cell wall, the blue line what you are seeing here, it is the middle lamellae. The same picture you can see in here in the transsectional view. The first one, it is the layer, that is the circle what you are seeing in the center, it is a plasma membrane. Just above that it is secondary cell wall. Okay, secondary cell wall layer 3, layer 2, layer 1, and next you find what is primary cell wall and middle lamellate. This is an elaborative view of the cell wall arrangement. The same I have shown you here, the middle lamellae and the primary cell wall with its the polysaccharide components consist of pectin and cross-linked glycan and cellulose microfibrils. Okay, so just below that you can see the yellow color part. This part is a plasma membrane. Coming to the functions of plasma, that is plasma cell wall, it determines the cell shape. The shape of the plant cell is primarily determined by cell wall. The cell wall can be compared to skeleton of a human body. Thus, it is the main supporting system. Since the protoplasts are invariably rounded, this is the evidence that the wall ultimately determines the shape of the plant cell. This second function, it provides the strength. The cell wall is rigid in nature. It is also flexible to a certain extent. This is so because the cellulose fibers are deposited in alternating layers. However, in plants, there is a secondary cell wall which is thicker in nature as it has an additional layer of cellulose, which is the main structure that provides rigidity to a cell. This is one of the important functions. Otherwise, the contents of the cells are floating in the plasma or in the cytoplasm within the cell membrane, so which does not provide any kind of strength to a cell. Cell wall provides support and mechanical strength. Third function, so it is a site of carbohydrate storage. The components of cell wall can be reused in a metabolic process. So it serves as a storage repository for carbohydrates, and it acts as a signaling molecules where the fragments of cell wall called oligosaccharides act as a hormones. Oligosaccharides which can result from the normal development are the pathogen attack serve a variety of functions, including it stimulates ethylene synthesis, it induces phytolactin, means the defense chemicals produced in response to fungal and bacterial infection, and it induces the chitinase and synthesis of other enzymes. It increases the cytoplasmic calcium levels, causes an oxidative burst. This burst produces hydrogen peroxide, superoxide and other active oxygen species that attack the pathogen directly and cause the increased crosslinks in the cell wall, making the wall harder to penetrate. The fourth function, it provides protection. The cell wall is the first line of defense for the cell during an attack from pathogens and microorganisms. Its property of being rigid prevents the pathogen and other harmful foreign bodies from entering. It also offers a protection against a mechanical stress to a cell. The physical barrier to pathogens and water in suberized cells. Cell wall is a very porous and allows the free passage of small molecules, including proteins up to 60,000 molecular weight, and these pores are 4 nanometer in size. Again, I have shown you the structure of the plant cell and the enlarged view of the cell wall. The fifth function, it is a storage, the cell wall, it is a site of storage of structural proteins. In addition to the carbohydrates, cell walls contain a variety of proteins. The one type of cell wall proteins called glycoprotein contain carbohydrates, side chains and amino acids, and the cell wall proteins are characterized by having an abundance of amino acid hydroxyproline. The structural proteins are found in all layers of the plant cell wall, but they are more abundant in primary cell wall layer. Again, the complex structure of this arrangement of structural proteins in the cell wall, the picture depicts the structural proteins. The next function, the cell wall has a role in controlling the turgor pressure. The cell wall has a prominent role in maintaining the turgor pressure. The turgor pressure is defined as the pressure applied by the cell constituents on the cell wall. It is determined by the amount of water present in one of the plant cell organelles, the vacuoles, which directly corresponds to osmotic pressure. This force that is exerted gives a plant rigidity and helps to keep it erect. However, there needs to be a balance between the pressure exerted on the cell wall and the rigidity of the cell wall. So an excess pressure can cause the bursting of cell, while less pressure can make the cell flaccid. So the cell wall, it has a role in maintaining the turgor pressure. It prevents the cell membrane from bursting in a hypotonic medium, that it resists the water pressure. The cell wall also has a role in maintaining the pressure inside. Okay, thank you for watching.